My name is Bernie LaBeouf. I'm a professor emeritus of biology at the University of California at Santa Cruz, and I'm the director of the Align Research Program, which is part of the UARC. The Align Research Program, or ARP, ARP for short, makes annual awards to UC faculty for research that's aligned with the NASA Ames mission and its research priorities. The purpose or the aim of the Align Research Program is to enhance the relationship between UC and NASA Ames by funding research projects. We do this by funding existing research relationships and by expanding to new ones.
I'm Joel Premack. I'm a distinguished professor of physics at the University of California, Santa Cruz. I've worked in many areas of physics: nuclear physics, particle physics, fluid mechanics, and fluid physics. And for the last 30 years, I've mainly worked in cosmology and astrophysics. I heard about the applied research program from Professor Bernie LaBeouf. He was aware of the research that I'd been doing with George Blumenthal, Sandy Faber, and others that involved heavy use of computers at NASA Ames and also visualization from NASA Ames. Well, the project that we're currently working on actually builds on the Sunrise work that Patrick Janssen did several years ago, also supported by ARP in part. And what we're doing is running some of the world's highest resolution simulations of galaxies, and then visualizing what they would look like at many different redshifts in order to compare them with the data that's coming in from the largest ever allocation of time on Hubble Space Telescope.
What you can learn from these kinds of simulations is the underpinnings of theoretical physics. My name is Chris Moody, and I'm a graduate student here at the University of California, Santa Cruz. I work in the field of cosmology and galaxy astrophysics. And what we try to study is the evolution and growth of structure in the whole universe. One of my first goals is to actually just create observable images that telescope observers can then actually just compare one to one, and they say which one is the theoretical image and which one actually came from our telescope. And if you can't tell the difference, then we're doing a really good job. So one of my goals is to actually produce some of those theoretical images. Collaborating with NASA has been absolutely fantastic. We've been using the GPU cluster at NASA Ames, which has been the sort of experimental offshoot of the Pleiades supercomputer. They've been thrilled to have us, test and work out all their bugs for them, and we've been thrilled to be given, access to this pristine hardware that's never been used before, and it's top of the line. Well, the ARP has helped me decide my research path considerably. When I started grad school, I was thinking between physics and computer science. And so this field is actually sitting right there in between both. So I get to do both without having to make a difficult decision.
My name is Milutinovic. I'm an assistant professor at Applied Mathematics and Statistics Department at Baskin School of Engineering, University of California, Santa Cruz. My research interest is in areas of robotics and control and application of stochastic processes and control theory to robotics and biology. Up to now, I had two funded projects from Aligned Research Program, and both of the projects are related to airport taxiway control. So the challenge we try to address is that we try to not only just to schedule the aircraft from gates to runways and from runways to gates, but we also try to take into account the presence of uncertainty. Ideally, there is a well-defined time schedule when each aircraft should depart and arrive, but because of the different things like influence of the weather or uncertainty which may happen in the gate area, may not be possible that all aircraft actually come to the runways exactly at the point which was required.
I'm Ross Anderson. I'm a graduate student of Applied Math and Statistics at the University of California, Santa Cruz. I worked on a research project with Dan Milutinovic. It involved figuring out the optimal way to move aircraft across an airport taxiway. And we wanted to take into account pushback times, the speeds across the taxiway, and also the path that they take. And we wanted to frame this as a single optimization problem in a way that could take into account the uncertainty that's inherent in the problem. In supporting this project, I spent some time formulating the problem, taking into account all the complexities and figuring out how all of these taxiway constraints and safety issues could be formulated as part of one problem. Collaborating with NASA was a great experience. Although the work was conducted off-site, we had many opportunities to interact with very experienced people there. Several people came and gave a talk at our weekly seminar, and in exchange I got to give a talk at NASA and received some helpful feedback. But not only that, it enabled me to publish my first 2 publications. I traveled to the Aviation Technology Integration and Operations Conference in Fort Worth, Texas, and presented my results there. And it also led to my first co-authored journal publication.
We have made 117 awards since 2004 for a total of $5.2 million. We're going to continue funding awards in aerospace and air traffic management. We'll also make more awards in information technology, such as supercomputing, internet science, robotics, computer storage, and security, and some other areas. But the 2 areas we hope to extend to, because they're important for NASA aims, are synthetic biology and quantum computing. Interested researchers who want to stay up to date on what ARP is doing should check the UARC website regularly, because we post requests for proposals there, which we hope to be doing soon, and it keeps you up to date.